Well, hello. My name is Angela Hooper Menifield, and this is your HR Moment with Menifield and Associates. And so I wanted to do my regular HR moment today and talk a little bit about some of the questions that some of my clients have been experiencing. Like you guys, I am basically homebound. I'm sure many of you are as well because in trying to be compliant with the restrictions, with the social distancing and things like that, I canceled all my in person appointments today and did the ones that I could virtually. As I kind of mentioned before, I do a lot of business virtually, so this is not as big of an adjustment for me, but I know it is for a lot of you. So, first, I just want to offer my assistance. Oftentimes we assume people know they can ask us if they need some help. So, definitely, if you are a person who needs some assistance with technology or just figuring out what works best in different situations between free conference calls, Zoom, and so many other platforms, right? Feel free to reach out. Also, with applications that help as far as with noise, trying to send out mailings to your clients versus doing one email at a time or copying people and blind copying people and things like that. There are a lot of great resources and tools. And actually, myself and some of my business partners that I collaborate with, we're in the process of putting together a list of some of those resources. But while we're putting it together to help as many people as we can, if you need some help with that, just do not hesitate. Inbox me, send me a message. I'll do whatever I can to help you. So, today I just want to talk a little bit about dealing with the frustration and how to manage that of the change. And what do I mean by that? Well, today in talking to some of my people, and again, I'm just calling and checking on people because this is new terrain. As I shared with some of you last week, when I worked for the federal government, we always had to have a pandemic plan. We had COOP operations, continuing continuity of operations plans and things like that. So being in these type of meetings, this type of uncertainty, messaging out to the troops and the team, this is something that I, over the years, became very familiar with because it was actually my responsibility to manage those things. But I know everybody doesn't have that as an experience. And so what I've been hearing today is just frustration with all the hurriedness. And what I mean by that is, some of you have meetings scheduled, you're trying to talk to your team, you're looking for ways to keep their stress down. And then in the middle of a meeting you're in, guess what? Emergency meeting. Everybody stop what you're doing. Come here. Technology isn't working and just having all these hiccups. One person in particular shared that they left a meeting. So basically they felt like they were being rude to the people they were in the first meeting with because their boss, who was remote, and again, these people are still working in person right now, called a second meeting. And then by the time the technology got worked out, the meeting was over because guess what? The boss got called into another meeting and then had to leave, his or her meeting early. And so how do we deal with this, right? This constant changing of schedules, the uncertainty and things like that. Well, one of the things we can do is plan for the uncertainty. Now you may say, well, Angela, if it's uncertainty, how can I plan for it? Well, this is what I've come to realize. For those of us who don't like change, and I'll be very transparent with you, I don't like change. Over the years, I've learned to manage it well. And I don't mean that I don't like to change or grow. What I mean is when I set my day's agenda and decide this is what I want to do, this is the itinerary, these are the things I'm going to work on, last minute changes, interruptions, shifting can sometimes cause a little resistance in me. And my disc style would even tell you that, right? And so, what I have learned to do, which has been really effective to help me manage it better, is to incorporate into my life the knowledge and the awareness that change is going to happen, disruption or emergencies. And so, what does that do for us? So, while I don't know what the emergency is that may come, I have already programmed my mind with the expectation that regardless of what I plan to do today, someone is going to interrupt it, right? Sometimes in the workplace we call it putting out fires. And days like today, weeks like these, and probably months, You as a supervisor or manager will be putting out plenty of fires. There will be things that you have to continue to shift your thinking. The other part of this is, as I was talking to the supervisor today and they were venting their frustrations, they had made some recommendations to try to mitigate their exposure to outside people because they're hiring and they're doing interviews and they wanted to move it virtual. And there was some resistance. Now, in some states, mind you, if you're looking at the reports, there may be one or two cases. And so they are still existing pretty much as normal, taking the necessary precautions, again, social distancing, encouraging everybody to wash their hands and whatnot. But life at work is pretty much the same. And so, even this person bringing up the suggestion that they do virtual interviews was met with some pushback, and they found themselves frustrated. And so, what I had to remind them was, even if we use the analogy of the NBA this past week, right? As of Wednesday, the only decision they had made was to play games in certain locations, not even all, without an audience or patrons, right? And so the same night, everything shifted. What shifted it? One positive test, right? They've since had more than one. But my point is, and to this person, and this is to you too, the suggestion you make today may not be received. Stay focused, stay intentional, because as things evolve, that same suggestion might be the best idea that anyone comes up with. But you have to stay the course and not become frustrated because no one received it the first time you offered it, right? So again, anticipate that irregularities, change, the unexpected is going to occur. Now, some of us also feel bad when we have to walk out of meetings that we called or that someone invited us to because a higher up asked us to come to their meeting. So a couple of other things we can do to our clients and our customers, because again, we never want to come off as rude and as if we don't respect their time. But how about if you said at the beginning of the meeting, hey, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate you making the time and being flexible with me. Now, just so you know, I am regularly called to be a part of updates to the status of the coronavirus. As such, in the event that I get a message that I have to be pulled away, what we'll do is we'll just, use that last 5 minutes to kind of wrap up, see if we have any outstanding issues, and then I'll go. Doing something as simple as that prepares the people you're meeting with the expectation or the possibility that you may have to leave the meeting. So now you can not have to feel bad. And some people do when they walk out of rooms, right? And this manager I was speaking with today felt like they had been disrespectful to the person they had called the meeting with, and they had to work really hard to get on their calendar just because the regional or national office called them into a meeting. So prepare your guests, prepare the people you're meeting with, prepare everyone, but prepare yourself. Again, it's a lot going on. You're juggling a lot of balls, and that's why we use the term we're putting out fires. But you have to program your mind with the clarity that there will be many interruptions, many unexplained or unexpected occurrences that require your attention. And so while you showed up with the best intentions to get the things done that you wanted to get done, things do happen. And again, we don't know what the unexpected occurrence will be, but just plan for unexpected occurrences in your day. I promise you, and this is for those of you who struggle with interruptions, changes, people taking you off your intended path. Because again, some of us are built that way. We want to finish what we start before we do anything else. My DISC training has taught me that, as well as that's how I'm built as well sometimes. But remind yourself every day, while this is the plan, my plan may shift. Emergencies may come, but I promise you, it'll feel differently in your body. You may think I'm lying to you, but I want you to try it and let me know how it works. But the person that I was coaching with today, and again, I'm just checking on my clients, right? No official coaching calls, just checking in. Immediately, the angst subsided, and they were like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. Because again, they never wanted to offend anybody and they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. This is new terrain for many of us. Get the help you need and the support. There are many people out here like myself that's willing to help you any way we can. So thank you again for watching today. I hope this was able to add some value. If you know someone who struggles with adjustments and changes that happen real abruptly, share this video with them. You might find that just taking these couple of little steps can impact how their entire day goes. Again, my name is Angela Hooper Menifield with Menifield and Associates. Praying for everybody. Please stay safe, be cautious, and do what is asked of you, whether you believe in the severity of it or not. Think about other people's and continue to practice social distancing. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.